you can get an instant estimate on your home, compare cost of living city by city, and learn more about our revolutionary seller's assurance program. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams. At ColdwellBanker.com.
Dear Mary Maids, please clean the kitchen, and the cabinets, and floors, and the chairs. And I wish you could clean the dog. Colin is now feeding himself. Thanks, Megan.
Hi, Megan. No worries. We got it all cleaned up. Let's hope Colin gets past the spaghetti flinging stage soon. Till then, we've got you covered. See you next time, Mary Maids.
Hi, I'm Joanna. I'm the outreach.
Good morning, television family. We have gathered once again to get your day going on this 22nd day of August, 2023. It's Tuesday. I'm Dan Kuntz. Things are looking a lot better as far as air quality is concerned. For one thing, you can almost breathe it. We're not there yet, but it's looking pretty good. By late this afternoon, early evening, we'll be done with most of the gunky stuff. We're going to run you through the AQIs for the area here in just a little bit. It's considerably better than it was yesterday at this time. It's also a lot warmer. It's 63 degrees here in the big city. We've probably noticed with the smoke and the haze, it really kept the temperatures from getting anywhere. We were supposed to be about 82 or 83 yesterday. Didn't even get to 80, topped off at 79. We'll be right around there again today, and then a gradual warming trend. Winds will be picking up a little bit this afternoon. That's going to help continue to scour out the skies. So the gradual improvement, which really began late yesterday afternoon, is beginning to, I think we're at the light is at the end of the tunnel. We hope. Anyway, that's the forecast. We'll give you those details, plus news. Sports make it 7 in a row for the Mariners. The Mariners had the best record of any Major League Baseball team for the month of August. They went into the Chicago, that toddling town, and they whipped up on the White Sox. Scored a couple of touchdowns, the Seahawks did, and beat the Bears. We'll have those highlights as well coming in. So the Mariners are playing good baseball when you want to play good baseball. A week from tomorrow is the first day of school for a lot of kids, specifically the Wenatchee School District, the largest school district in our area, our viewing area. And because of that, we went and visited with the brand new, minted, and ready to go Corey Callahar, the superintendent of the Wenatchee School District. My conversation with Corey will be coming up in the back half of the hour. I went to a local store. I'm not going to mention their name. I told Target I would not. I was there late last week, and a lot of people buying school supplies at that particular location. So it's getting that time of the year. We're almost back to school. Wow, what happened to the summertime? Corey Callahar, my guest in the back half of the program. Is 2 minutes after the hour. We can actually see. Well, better anyway than yesterday. It's not great, but yesterday at this time we couldn't even make out the valley. We can now. There is the Wenatchee Valley from the Wenatchee Heights camera. Our AQI right now in Wenatchee is 118. It's been holding steady at 118 for a couple of hours. That is unhealthy for sensitive groups. Yesterday at this time, it was very unhealthy. So we're looking better and better. And we're going to get better and better as the day progresses. Speaking of Wenatchee, downtown Wenatchee we go to the roof of the Cascadian and our PTZ camera that faces south. You can see the Wenatchee Heights. If you squint, you can actually see our Wenatchee Heights camera. And there is Wenatchee Avenue on this quiet Tuesday morning. And again, we could have used this camera yesterday, but you couldn't really see much of anything. Good morning to downtown Wenatchee. Good morning to Manson from the Manson Water Tower. Still better than it was yesterday. Chelan right now, you're at 182, so it is worse in Chelan than it is in Wenatchee. 182 puts you in the unhealthy range. Again, Wenatchee's at 118, so pretty dirty air up in Chelan, but again, it'll improve in the Chelan-Manson area. And let's go up to Black Mountain, high above beautiful Peshastin, looking out over Leavenworth. Now, this is an exposed ridge. You can see that tree moving around a little bit, but that's what we're going to see. We're going to see a little breeze, a nice little northwest wind, about 10 miles an hour. For the most part, it'll switch eventually to an easterly wind. Either way, that's good news for us as the widespread wildfire smoke gradually improves as we get deeper and deeper into the day. In fact, let's go ahead and jump right to your AQI. This is the brand new AQI just sent out. Take a look at where you live. As I mentioned before, Cheyenne's at 182. That's unhealthy. Quincy's at 172. That's unhealthy. Moses Lake 163. Unhealthy. Kashmir is just short of the unhealthy. It is unhealthy for sensitive groups in Kashmir. You're at 140. Leavenworth, you're checking in at 119 on the AQI, the air quality index. Wenatchee at 118. Most of the really dirty air is still to the north of us. As I mentioned already, Cheyenne's at 182. Omak is at 157. The dirtiest of the dirty air right now, two places out there in Quincy isn't particularly good, and it's also 194 in Winthrop. That's pretty nasty. But again, things are looking good. In fact, here's your timeline. Let's take you back to Sunday. This is what it was on Sunday. Throughout the course of the day, this is hour by hour. That's why you have 24 of those graphs. As you can see, it got worse and worse on Sunday, up into the purple, the very unhealthy range. That was Sunday. Here's yesterday. It stayed at very unhealthy for most of the day, and then late afternoon, it began to gradually get better and better. We went from very unhealthy to just unhealthy. And then for the 6 hours so far today into the 7th hour, it continues that downward trend. Now, it's been holding steady at 118 for the last 3 hours, but this is a pattern we'd like. And if the smoke forecast from the Air Quality Network and the Department of Ecology continues to pan out, it will continue to get better and better. We should be in the yellows by about noon today. That would make the air quality moderate. So we are looking better and better, certainly a lot better than Saturday, Sunday, and yesterday, but we are seeing gradual improvement, and it's going to get better and better. As far as the forecast is concerned, we're going to see some sunshine this afternoon. We haven't seen sunshine because of the smoke. It's still going to be hazy until about 2:33. And then we'll get some sunshine. We'll top off at 79, which is what we hit yesterday. 55 for the overnight low tonight. Wind into the west about 10 miles an hour today, tonight, and on Wednesday. So a breeze, but not windy conditions, and that is okay. We can take that. It'll continue to clear out the skies. By Thursday, we start warming up a little bit. By Friday, maybe even a light raindrop. No big deal. That's our best chance of rain right now. They're still getting the remnants of Hurricane Hillary in the Boise and Spokane area. Spokane's going to get quite a bit of rain today. It's just going to slide by us, so we're not expecting any rain at all. In fact, we're going to see sunshine once the smoke dissipates. And by golly, we're all for that. One more quick note. Sunrise this morning, 6:06. Sunset tonight, 8 o'clock. Starting tomorrow, Wednesday, sunset will be before 8 o'clock in the evening. 7 minutes after the hour, grab a cup of coffee, your donut, your Danish, your hash browns. I don't care what it is. All of a sudden, I'm hungry. We'll have the news in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
Badger Mountain Brewery is your cure for boredom. Jam Night Mondays. Trivia Wednesdays. Live Music Fridays. And Sunday Brunch. There's always something brewing at Badger Mountain, so come join the party.
Dear Mary Maids, just got home from a trade show and I didn't have time to pick up the house. Kids made chili. Jeff did a mud run. Oh, and Winston shredded Teddy's bed. Again, please clean it the best you can. Oh, except for the statue Max made for me. Thanks, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Clean kitchen, clean bath, clean floor, naughty cat. Poor Teddy. The statue is precious. You should keep it forever. See you next time, Mary Maids.
Have you been to Boswell's Furniture lately?
Yes, Boswell's has an expansive 2-story showroom filled with so many great choices for our living room, dining room, and bedroom.
Did you know that Boswell sells directly from their store inventory, so we wouldn't have to wait to get our new furniture?
Yes, plus Boswell's has free local delivery and complimentary design service to help us with the layout and fabric choices.
No waiting and amazing customer service. I mean, why would we go anywhere else?
Boswell's on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
At Collins Fashions, personal service is our trademark. Our stylists love to assist our customers. with great fashion choices like Tommy Bahama, Karen Kane, Tribal, Nick and Zoe, Habitat, Liverpool, Brighton handbags and jewelry, and many more. Whether you're going on a great vacation, hitting the beach at Lake Chelan, or the mother of the bride and groom, we want you to love what you wear. Collins Fashions in downtown Wenatchee, your personal shoppers.
It's still hazy, it's still smoky, but it's getting better. 63 degrees. We'll have some sunshine peeking out later on this afternoon. Air quality will continue to improve. We'll top off about 80 degrees. It's 9 minutes after the hour. 2 people were killed and 2 others were seriously injured following a single car accident. This happened yesterday afternoon on I-90 about 6 miles east of Cle Elum. According to the Washington State Patrol, a 2013 Subaru Legacy was traveling westbound on I-90 near the Indian John Rest area, if you're familiar with this, about 2:30 yesterday afternoon. Apparently it crossed both lanes of the interstate, crashed into a ditch. A passenger, 26-year-old Brendan Kivlehan of Palos Heights, Illinois, that's a suburb of Chicago. He was pronounced dead at the scene. A second passenger, 24-year-old Natalie Nicoletti of Countryside, Illinois, died while being airlifted to Harborview Medical Center. A third passenger and the unidentified driver also airlifted to Harborview with undisclosed injuries. The cause of that accident is under investigation. The city of Wenatchee has appointed 3 people to oversee the salaries of the mayor and the members of the city council. The 3 members, Craig Larson with the Chelan Douglas Port Authority, former Chelan PUD Human Resources Director Lorna Klemansky, and HR consultant Daryl Dickinson. They will form the city's new salary commission. The council created that body earlier this year to independently establish pay rates for elected officials. That means that council members can no longer vote to change their salary or their successors for that matter. The appointments were approved at last Thursday's City Council meeting. The current pay rate for Wenatchee elected officials, council members get $1,000 a month. The mayor of Wenatchee gets paid $8,500 a month. Columbia Valley Community Health's new East Wenatchee Clinic is going to hold an open house and ribbon cutting on Wednesday, and then they're going to officially open next Monday. The East Wenatchee Express Care Clinic that opened in 2012 demonstrated there was a bigger need for full primary clinic care. And now the new East Wenatchee Clinic will provide medical, dental, and behavioral medicine services and the options for patients to now schedule appointments ahead of time with their providers. The space will provide 10 additional medical providers, 2 dentists, and 2 dental hygienists. The ribbon cutting ceremony is tomorrow starting at 10 a.m. No wind or heat could stop Cafe's Back to School event. Took place last Friday. The celebration was held at Eastmont's Community Park. It was put on by Recovery Navigators. It's a diversion program created by the nonprofit after the state Supreme Court's Blake decision that altered drug possession laws. The Recovery Navigators work with a wide variety of people to support them through struggles with drug abuse and mental health issues. The group began a specific focus on teens, and they began holding events for middle and high schoolers 6 months ago. This one with free food and backpacks filled with school supplies. Recovery Navigator Francisco Jimenez spoke more about the work they do and what the program is all about.
I want to change what we once started, and I want to show them that if I could do it, they can do it. And I know that they're not always willing to listen to somebody with a badge or somebody with a degree. I don't have a degree in psychology, and I don't have a badge like an officer. I just know that I have the experience, and I have that care in the world, you know, for them. I care about them, and you know, that's what our team is made up of. Everyone in our team, we're 5 recovery navigators. Everyone has either experience in gangs or drug usage, so it's a lived experience that we are. And given all we do, I did start considering the fact that I did not want to wait until everybody was addicted to something before helping them. So we created what we're doing now, which is a teen night event. And we help teenagers from the ages of 13 to 18 years old. We work with them to help prevent them from entering this lifestyle. Anyone who struggles with mental health or has issues at school or any kind of gang involvement or signs of drug usage or anything, parents reach out to us or students reach out to us, counselors, all kinds of people reach out to us to come help them. This right here gives them an opportunity to spend that energy and to something positive. Whoa! I know you're gonna strike it, Dario! If we can accept our teens in something positive and give them something to do and play sports, we do soccer, basketball, it lets them stay away from the negative and come spend time doing something positive. And at the same time, we're here to mentor and counsel and, you know, just tutor. I can say that when we, out of the 30 teens that have been frequent in our program, we have 6 of them that already volunteer at Cafe, and they've helped us tutor little kids. We've seen a change in their lifestyle, and their parents just love it. So for me, that's the biggest outcome. It's 7 out of 30, 6 out of 30. So that's about 20% of our teams have started to change, and then the rest of them have been starting to bring in their friends. So for me, that's a success in itself.
And finally, on this Tuesday morning, visit Chelan County, which helps with stewardship and destination marketing, is hosting a survey. It's part of launching the Destination Stewardship Plan. It's a 10-year plan for promotion and development of tourism in Chelan County. The online survey takes about 15 minutes to complete. It's open through October 8th. It includes questions on the current state of tourism in Chelan County, how it personally affects the lives of local residents, and ideas for improvements. The survey is accessed through the association's website. Visit ChelanCounty.com. That's what's making news on this Tuesday. We will be finding out what makes news on this Tuesday throughout the course of the day today, and then we will have the news for you at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, 5, 6, and 10 on television. If that doesn't work for you, you can watch it on the World Wide Web. And we'll have it up and running, our newscast, on our Facebook page, our YouTube page, and on our homepage, ncwlife.com. And we'll have it up for you at 5 o'clock, so you can watch it anytime you want. There's something out there that you think deserves our attention. You best get a hold of us. There's any number of ways to do it. I would recommend emailing us news at ncwlife.com. Mariners, man, they're getting fun to watch. Well, they have been fun to watch for most of August. Last night was no exception. Sports in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel. Hi, everybody. Dan Kuntz alongside Jesse Coble from Alpine Air. My heat pump there's like steam coming out of it. It's making weird noises. Is this something I need to be concerned about?
No, Dan, that's normal operation. Refrigeration technology steals heat from the outside, transfers it to the inside, and it creates frost on your heat pump. The defrost cycle melts that off, which creates steam and a little bit of noise.
That makes sense. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Thanks, Jesse.
Thank you.
Boating in the Wenatchee Valley starts at Bob File Boats and Motors. Now you can fish like a pro without breaking the bank thanks to the ProMag aluminum fishing boat by Smokercraft. It features a great layout with a spacious bow casting platform, huge live wells, and in-floor storage to safely stow your gear. See the Smokercraft line of boats at Bob File Boats and Motors on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee or online at bobfile.com.
Bob File Boats and Motors, we're dealing. Bob File's gonna make you smile.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
Working with August Edge Real Estate, both sellers and buyers feel confident knowing they are in the hands of award-winning professionals. August Edge offers a 2% listing commission, which includes above-standard service and technology.
We offer high-tech 3D imagery, drone photos, local North Central Washington TV ads, and impressive smart flyer installed at your listing. The August Edge website also hosts your home with an interactive featured listing page.
August Edge is professional, personable, and preferable.
18 minutes after the hour, what's better than 6 wins in a row? How about 7 wins in a row? That's what the Mariners did. They were all over the White Sox last night, 14-2. They batted around in the first inning for 5 runs. That gave Luis Castillo a lot of room to work with. He got his 10th win of the season. The M's were also happy to get J.P. Crawford back in the lineup. He missed a week with a concussion, and he began the rally in the first inning with a walk and then scored on a wild pitch.
Pitch to Cal. Inside. Gets away. JP will score. The other runners move up. 1-0 Mariners here in the first inning. Swing to drive. Right field. And it is off the fence. Scoring is Crawford. Suarez coming in. France coming in. And Cal Raleigh. A big 2-run double. Missed a home run by a couple 3 feet. And the Mariners have a 3-0 lead early on. Huge gap left side. Runner breaks. Marlowe throw down to second. He's in there safely. Here comes Cal Raleigh. And it'll be no throw. 4-0 Mariners here in the first inning. They were trying to do that same play they did recently.
Yeah.
Where Julio wound up stealing home. Line drive, base hit. Rojas didn't waste any time. Here's Marlowe's bobbled out in right field. Marlowe scores 4-3. So the Mariners just opening up here in the first inning. Just a home run by a couple of feet. First inning for Cal. That's going to leave the yard. That thing got smoked. Home run, Cal Raleigh. Wow. Big Cal with a home run, his 23rd. 3 RBI tonight gives him 58. 6-1 Mariners. Teo drives one. Deep left. Goodbye. Teoscar Hernandez with a home run. Now Mariners, they're rampaging here in Chicago. Listen to these Mariner fans. Boy, there was no question about that one. That's the Teoscar Hernandez we know when he's right. Oh, yeah. Loud, far, and long. Hit hard the other way. Base hit. That'll score Rojas. Suarez scores. France to third. Teoscar Hernandez, everybody. 2-run single. The Mariner lead is 9-1. Home run tonight, his 50s. Second, here's a high drive, deep right field. He's done it again. Cal Raleigh, everybody. A 2-run homer, and the Mariners have double figures here in Chicago. It's 11-1 Seattle. 3-run jack for Cal Raleigh. Wow. I know who Brad's going to be talking to tonight. Oh, look at this. Going back and gone off the bat of Dom Canzone. His second home run as a Mariner. And now they've matched their season best. 13 runs on the board. Mariners have 13 runs on now. Let's see, that's going to get down 15 hits. 14-1. 2-2 pitch to the veteran Elvis Andrus with 2 outs. Strike 3 called. And this game is a Mariners winner in a resounding way. 14-2. You name it, they got it done right here tonight.
Yeah, they did. Everything going right for the Seattle Mariners right now. They're having a blast in that dugout.
Cal Raleigh's 2 home runs gives him 24 on the year. No catcher in baseball has more. Afterwards, Cal Raleigh says, yeah, we're hitting the ball pretty good right now.
You know, we're having good timely hitting. You know, we're taking our walks. You know, when pitchers make mistakes, we're taking advantage of it, and that's just kind of what happens when you're playing good, clean ball. So I'm in a good spot. It doesn't mean you know, I'm on the heater, but I can kind of ride out the off-speed pitches and you know, fight them, and then when there is a mistake made, I can ride it out and, you know, still drive the ball. So, but it all starts on the fastball, getting ready for that pitch and being in a good position to hit. And, you know, very rarely do, you know, am I in a spot where I'm sitting off speed. So.
Manager Scott Service says the Mariners are hitting their stride offensively, and when you score a bunch of runs, it makes things easier on your starting pitcher like Louis Castillo.
We're disciplined to get some balls in the strike zone. When we did, we put really good swings on it. So jumping out early, getting that 5 in the first inning, let Rock settle in and do his thing, and it was awesome to watch tonight. He threw a lot of fastballs. He threw 47 fastballs in a row tonight, which I'd never seen before. That's how good he is. You know what I mean? And again, I wasn't until afterward. He was just 2-seamer, 4-seamer. He was moving it back and forth, had a lot of life on the ball tonight, and getting deep in the game like that was awesome with where we're at bullpen-wise. So, again, great way to start the series. Get back at it again tomorrow. And I think our guys right now are very focused. They should be. You know, we have a lot to play for. We're playing good baseball. We're having quality at-bats up and down the lineup. It's a lot of guys contributing. Obviously, Cal Raleigh had a huge night tonight, but Teo's been hot. You know, Ty continues to get his knocks. JP hadn't played in a while, so just good to get him back out there, and he'll start picking it up too. But everybody contributing, that's what it's been here for the last couple of weeks. Our guys are locked in. First inning, game plan, understanding who's on the mound against us, what we want to do as a team, and then how we figure out how we're going to beat them. And every day's different. You know, you're facing some lefties, you're facing righties with sinkers, sliders, whatever. But our group's really come together and is really focused right now, Daniel.
Two teams, of course, will play again tonight. If you're in Chicago, by the way, and you're watching the show, good seats still available. Seattle and Houston creeps a little closer now to Texas. In the AL West, the Rangers lost. Of course, the Mariners and the Astros won. Houston topping Boston 9-4. They now trail Texas by a game and a half in the standings. The Rangers fell to Arizona. They've lost 4 in a row. The Mariners sit 2.5 games back. They are 70-55. The Angels and the Reds couldn't play. You probably heard there's a lot of rain in Southern California, so they'll play today and then make up yesterday's game as part of a doubleheader tomorrow. And Oakland beat Kansas City in a battle of the 2 worst teams in baseball. The standings: Seattle's lead for the final American League wildcard spot is now a game over Toronto. The Blue Jays didn't play on Monday. Boston dropped to 4 games back with its loss to Houston, but we're kind of looking at maybe winning the division instead of the wild card. The Huskies' loss is the Trojans' gain. Jennifer Cohen has chosen to leave the University of Washington to become the first ever female athletic director at Southern Cal. She was introduced by the president of USC, Carol Folt, at a news conference yesterday afternoon.
I am very excited to announce the no longer a secret appointment of Jennifer Cohen as USC's new Director of Athletics and the Charles Griffin Cale Director of Athletics Chair.
I just need to take a deep breath and take this all in. A lot of hard work to get to a moment to be at a school like USC in this beautiful setting. I'm just humbled and I'm honored to be the Director of Athletics here at the University of Southern California. As President Folt mentioned, I'm originally from California. I was born in Arcadia. Both my parents grew up in the LA area. So I always had such a strong admiration for USC, for the legendary teams, the legendary letter winners, the Trojan spirit, and just the big space that USC takes up in this LA sports culture. So this is extra special for me and very meaningful to come back to my original roots, to lead a storied and iconic athletic program at one of the most prestigious universities in the world.
Of course, after this year, the Trojans are leaving for the Big Ten, just like the Huskies are. Cohen was the AD at the University of Washington for 7 years. And by all accounts, did a pretty good job. The football season, just about a week away. We have our fall schedule ready to go. It'll begin 1 week from Friday. The Wenatchee Panthers will take on Skyline, the Spartans that leave off the field of the Apple Bowl. Grant Olson and Brandon Harley with the call. Pre-game gets underway at 6:30. They'll kick it off at 7 o'clock. And then September, as always, gets real busy. We have 10 scheduled broadcasts for the month. Wenatchee girls soccer team will host Skyline on Tuesday the 5th. Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wisen teaming up again on that broadcast. Our first look at Eastmont football on Saturday, September 9th at Leave-Off the Field of the Apple Bowl. The Wildcats will be hosting Timberline. Our first volleyball match of the year, Tuesday, September 12th, Wenatchee hosts Eastmont. That week will also include the Wildcats and the Panthers in girls soccer. And on Friday, September 15th, actually the first league game of the year, is the Bridge of Sportsmanship game in the Apple Bowl between the Panthers and the Wildcats. And those are just some of the games that people are playing or scheduled to be playing. On this Tuesday, the 22nd day of August, happy National Tooth Fairy Day today. We actually do this twice. We do it on August 22nd and on February 28th of every year because, of course, you're supposed to get your teeth cleaned twice a year and go to the dentist at the same time. That's why they do this twice a year. The Tooth Fairy, they come under the cloak of darkness. They take your tooth and they leave you money. In theory. Anyway, and there's actually an organization that keeps track of these things. If you click and point and click long enough, you'll find these folks. The Dental Care Alliance is what they're called, and here's the average price of a tooth nowadays, a kid's tooth. For you kids out there about ready to lose a baby tooth, here you go. In the country, the average price for a tooth, $4.57 is what the Tooth Fairy is paying out on average, just like the gasoline, right? On average, the national average for a tooth is $4.57. The highest price in Hawaii. You lose a tooth in Hawaii, you'll get around $8.39 on average. The cheapest, Iowa. They only forking over $2.30 per tooth. The average price for a tooth in the state of Washington, pretty cheap, $2.69. Happy National Tooth Fairy Day today. Always a big part of growing up. 29 minutes after the hour, today in history, the Resolution finally made it home. 4 years at sea. They went all the way around the globe under the command of Dr. James Cook. He didn't make it while they were in Hawaii on the circumnavigation of the globe. James Cook got killed by the natives. These things happen. It was 1780 after all. Second in command, Charles Clark, took over command of the ship, but he had tuberculosis. He died. And then it went under the command of John Gore, and then eventually James King, but they got home after 4 years. And you would think after 4 years at sea, going all the way around the globe, there'd be a big party, but word that they were coming home reached England 5 months before they actually got there. So when they showed up, everybody went, oh yeah, hey, how are you? Still a remarkable achievement. The HMS Resolution returns to England after 4 years at sea, August 22nd, 1780. Happy birthday to the Geneva Convention. Convention is 159 years old today. Gee, guess where they signed the Geneva Convention at? Among the original signees, the Swiss, the Dutch, the Spanish, the French, the Italians. Portugal signed on to the original Geneva Convention on this date in 1864. That's when it was first adopted. It has since been revised and replaced in 1906, after World War I in 1929, and after World War II in 1949. The most current Geneva Convention dates to 1949. Of course, the International Committee on the Red Cross are the people who are supposed to make sure that the articles of the Geneva Convention are adhered to. By the way, the U.S. signed the Geneva Convention in 1882, 18 years later, but we got around to signing it, the Geneva Convention. There are some countries who simply don't go by the conventions or the articles at all. An amazing baseball feat. The headlines don't really tell the story. On August 22nd, 1915, 108 years ago today, we got a number of baseball stories to get to in history. For the first and only time in Major League Baseball history, it hadn't happened before, and it's never happened since, which is stunning if you think about it. A team scores a run without an official at bat. Remember, sacrifices and walks are not official at bats. In the second inning, Chick Gandil walked, and then Marito Acosta walked. Rip Williams sacrificed bunts, both of them, bunts over, so they both get to second and third. George McBride hits a sacrifice fly that scores Chick Gandil, but Marito Acosta got caught going between second and third and got tagged out for the third and final out. It's never happened before, and it's never happened since. They scored a run with no official at-bats. 2 sacrifices and a caught stealing. Happened on the state 108 years ago today. 34 years ago today, Nolan Ryan strikes out Ricky Henderson. Rick Nelson did not play baseball to my knowledge. Rick Henderson did for 25 years. He struck out Ricky Henderson to become the first Major League Baseball player to get to 5,000 strikeouts, and still the only one. Here it is.
Exploding breaking ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
don't know if you noticed or not, but after the 5,000 strikeout, Chad Kruder, the catcher of the Rangers, brought the baseball out to Nolan Ryan and said, "Here you go." And Nolan Ryan said, "You keep it. You have it. I don't want it." That's remarkable. Nolan Ryan would retire with 5,714 strikeouts, 839 more strikeouts than the second-place finisher currently, which is Randy Johnson. A remarkable achievement. And speaking of the Rangers, August 22nd, 2007, here is the box score. The Texas Rangers defeat the Baltimore Orioles. The final was 30-3, the most runs scored by a Major League Baseball team in history. Every Ranger got at least one hit. Every Ranger scored at least one run. 14 Rangers came to the plate in the 6th inning. 13 Rangers came to the plate in the 8th inning, and just to rub it in, 10 Rangers came to plate in the 9th inning. Texas 30, Baltimore 3 on this date in 2007. Wonder how many folks were still left in Baltimore when that game was over. Let's do some birthdays. I guess we're on a baseball run. Happy 84th birthday to Yaz. Carl Yastrzemski is 84 years old. Of course, he's in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Inducted in 1989. 18 times an All-Star, won the Triple Crown. In 1967, he played 3,308 games, all of them with the Boston Red Sox. That is the record for the most games played by a player for just one team. He is Boston Red Sox baseball. Yaz is 84. 3 of my favorite shows ever: The Rockford Files, Northern Exposure, and The Sopranos. And David Chase was a part of all 3 of those shows. He was a writer and producer on The Rockford Files. He wrote and produced Northern Exposure. He wrote, produced, and created The Sopranos. To me, the Triple Crown, and this guy is responsible for all 3 of them. David Chase is 78 years old. Ty Burrell, of course, from Modern Family. Phil Dunphy. The show was on for 9 seasons. He got 8 nominations for Best Actor in a comedy, and he won 2 Emmys. Ty Burrell is 56 years old today, and happy 50th. It's a milestone for Kristen Wiig from Saturday Night Live from 2005 to 2012. She's still making movies and doing stuff, still being creative. She's 50 years old today. Still to come, an opinion from Mike Mad Dog McNaughty. What actually makes a man? Mike has an opinion on that. And then, because school is a week away, at least for the Wenatchee School District, their first day is 1 week from today, Tuesday, August 29th. We had a chance to sit down with Corey Callahar, the brand new superintendent of the Wenatchee School District. He joins me next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
Hey man, how's your arm?
Getting better, actually, thanks.
Did they give you anything for pain after surgery? Because I think I may have some left over.
Nah, that's all right, man. Actually, me and my doctor talked about not sharing prescriptions, and that ibuprofen is a good option for me. The risk of addiction, it's not worth it.
Makes sense.
Take the next step. Don't share your prescriptions and talk to your friends about the dangers of opioids.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. So,
Recently, a local, let's call them an organization, was teaching young boys to be real men, shooting guns, fording rivers, carrying heavy logs, you know, that macho stuff. And okay, really, I don't have too much problem with some of that, okay? Within reason, a man can raise his son any way he sees fit, but are we teaching our sons that strength and toughness are really qualities of the mind and the heart? Are we teaching them to be respectful of women and not to be abusive? I mean, it's fine if you want your son to be physically tough and be able to properly handle a firearm. Yeah, it really is. But are we raising our sons to be the type of men that we want our daughters to meet and marry? That's the question. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and that's my opinion.
I chose a career at Kuntz South because I wanted to help people, and I knew there would be opportunities for growth. I started as a medical assistant, but quickly advanced in my career. I received 5 promotions in only 7 years, 3 of those in management roles. Most organizations don't offer that type of growth. Now, as a career pathway coordinator, I let everyone know. Come join Kuntz South. Come grow with us.
Hey, hon, would you run this around to the wash rack?
Oh, okay.
Hey, hon, what happened?
They shrunk the truck.
The all-new midsize Canyon is now available at Sangster Motors.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Welcome back to the program. If you live in the Wenatchee School District, you got one of these in the mail. I know I did. It is the Back to School Guide, which makes sense because it's time to go back to school. Corey Callahar, the brand new superintendent of the Wenatchee School District. First of all, this is cool. Thank you.
Yes,
this is,
thank you.
I don't recall them doing this when I was, it's like everything you need to know about, from everything from immunizations to physicals to classroom schedules. It's bilingual. I don't recall them doing this when I was in school.
It's probably wasn't around when you and I were in school, and it is something that we do every year because it packs so much information into one area, and our communications team just brings all this information together in one pamphlet that's easy to use for parents, and they send it out. It's really.
And if you didn't get one, by the way, it's a downloadable PDF on the school district's website. You can find it right away. Of course, when you were in high school, they barely had movable type, so we won't get into that.
It's true. It's true.
How was your summer? Since you got the gig, officially took over July 1st, I want to say.
Yes.
So
good summer. Good summer, lots of learning, lots of an uphill trajectory. I've learned a lot about a variety of different things, including softball fields, including the different properties that the Wenatchee School District holds, but also spending some intentional time on visioning and planning for this school year, and really what we're going to do with our students this year. So it's exciting.
You inherited an already existing strategic plan, 6-year plan? Is that
5-year.
5-year plan,
Yep,
sorry.
5-year plan.
This is year 2 of the 5-year plan. Now, it's not like you don't know what it is. You played a role in actually laying out the strategic plan. So it's not like, what am I doing here? So that kind of gives you a little bit of a heads up. But
absolutely.
The 5-year plan also has to be somewhat flexible. This is not locked in a box. You have to be able to go with the flow, right?
Absolutely.
So this is year 2.
Mm-hmm. Year 2.
And
we are excited about really revitalizing the strategic plan and focusing on the big 6 items. Those are the student outcomes that we have data for, and we've been collecting data. So we did a variety of work last year with focus on the strategic plan. We now have some baseline data that we're able to share with the school district and the school board and our community as well. And so we're excited just to kind of kick it all off and share that data and impact students' lives.
Though talking to community members, both just regular people and people who have some significant influence on things going on, that one thing that they brought up with me is consistency in the leadership of the school district. It's been an issue.
It has.
You're the 4th superintendent in a little over 4 years. We had Brian Flonis, and then Dr. Gordon came in, and then Bill Engel as the interim superintendent, and did a fine job. Bill did.
Yes.
And now it's you.
Yes.
Is that something that's that you're really going to concentrate on? So all of a sudden, 2 years from now, we're looking for our 5th superintendent in 7 years.
No. If I, you know, as school board willing and school district willing, I would love to be in this position for a very long time. That's the reason I threw my hat in the ring. Is I'm passionate about the community, the Wenatchee Valley. I'm also passionate about the school district. This is starting my 26th year, Dan, and so I have given a big chunk of my life to the school district and have reaped many rewards from that. And I would just love to be and have the honor of being the superintendent for a long time. Love that.
When you interviewed, did that help the fact that not only were you a lifer here, but the fact that your educational career with the school district has been across all grade levels, from elementary to high school? You were assistant principal there, and then principal at Westside. So you know it top to bottom pretty much. For the most part, I spent a lot of time at high school, probably the majority at the high school level between Wenatchee and Westside, and then I spent 2 years working with the elementary schools when I moved here to the central office. I haven't spent a large amount of time in the middle schools, but I've spent a significant amount there, to where I do feel like I know top to bottom all of the assets, and then also from the operational side of things to the instructional side of things too. And I'm honored and I'm pumped to be here. The first day of school is Tuesday the 29th. That's 1 week from today, Tuesday the 22nd. School board meeting tonight. I know it's 1 week before the school year starts, but it's budget time. It's time they got to sign on the dotted line and get her done. Tonight. Absolutely. And there are challenges. Absolutely. And I'll just let you address it from there. Yeah, absolutely. So we learned, you know, it was probably, 14 months ago that we learned that we have some significant budget challenges that we need to work through. And we spent the majority of last year working on those budget challenges and trying to attack more than half of it. That was our goal, is let's attack more than half of it. But what it comes down to is our human capital and our people. And so we couldn't do the full, we couldn't do what we needed to do in just 1 year. So the school board was gracious enough to help us out. So it's a 2-year process. So we are entering year 2 of budget reductions. And that will impact our schools and will impact our system dramatically. But we also know that there is a light at the end of this tunnel. And we're going to do some hard work this year, and then we're going to come around the horn, and we're going to be able to stabilize and kind of live within our means when it comes to enrollment versus staff as well, staffing and our revenues. The money the money that the state gives to the individual school districts is entirely predicated on how many kids you have in the school district, and the bottom line is the enrollment is down for any number of reasons. People are having less kids, there are more choices for kids, there are private schools and charter schools and homeschooling. We know that it's going to go down and continue to trend down, even though the valley itself is growing. But this isn't an isolated incident. Eastmont's going to be dealing with the same thing. Almost every school district is seeing a decline in enrollment. Is it the fact that you have a 5-year strategic plan is going to be able to soften the blow a little bit, because you can see that far ahead, and you have a pretty good idea of where you're going to be enrollment-wise? We do. We actually right now we feel like enrollment will stabilize in the 25-26 school year. They're all predictions, but they're based on birth rates and some of the work that we do at the city, and looking at how many people are moving into the area and who's moving into the area. Are we having families moving into the area, or is it more retirees? But we feel like we're going to experience less students this year, less students next year, but the year after we're hoping that we kind of stabilize at that point, because then we can, like I said, with the budget concerns, we can live within our means, but we also can plan for the future as well. What kind of advice did your predecessor, Bill Eagle, give you? I mean, Bill came in a very difficult situation. All of a sudden, like, we need a superintendent like now. Bill stepped in, courtesy of Michelle and the folks at the NCESD, as an interim job. He did yeoman's work, considering the incredible pressures he was under. Absolutely. And the decisions that had to be made. What did Bill tell you on June 30th? I think it's in my opinion, it's more what Bill showed me through his actions throughout the entire year. It was one thing, it was such an honor for me to be able to work with
under and alongside one of who I consider a friend, a colleague and a friend. So it was great to have Bill come in. But I really watched him lead through transparency and a heart for the system, and really putting in the work that was necessary to be transparent about where we are. Here's where we are as a district. I need everyone to know it. I need to have the entire school community understand where we are so that we can make these hard decisions together. And I think he did. We did share some time that last week in June, and he outlined a variety of things. But he said, what he said to me honestly is, he said, Corey, lead with your heart, as you always do. You're passionate about the Wenatchee School District. You're smart, and you're going to make it happen.
If my experience is any indication, kids love the first day of school. I don't care if it's kindergarten or your senior year in high school. They love it. The summer's over. Your brain's getting soft. It's time to go back to work. Get to see your friends again.
Yes.
Teachers like it.
Absolutely.
Teachers like it too. Same deal. It's time to go to work again. I mean, you know, to hell with the hammock and the swimming pool. But from a administration perspective, what's the first couple of days, first week of school is like from a district office perspective? Is it totally different, or?
You know, it's an interesting perspective. I think from the district office perspective, the first day of school is us getting out and actually feeling the energy. I call it my kid juice. I have to get some kid juice along the way, because it's very important for all of us here in the district office to understand that we're part of that foundational layer, and we help support what's happening in the schools out there. And if we don't get out and see it, then I think we lose sight of what's really important, and it's the students. We build all these schools for the kids. We create all these activities. We have curriculum for the kids. We need to see it in action, and that's important. It
is important. It's vitally important. You have a contract, as we know by now, and but there will be a few changes to the school board. School board being proactive to avoid potential litigation has decided to go into districts with one at-large position. Doesn't really affect your day-to-day work, though, does it, in that respect?
No, not necessarily the day-to-day work.
Yeah.
Everything we do when it comes to systems and policies, we want to make sure that the school board is informed and aware of those situations. And I think when you have an election like we have this year, it's good for us to know, who's out there and who wants to be part of the school board, and then really know and let them understand what it takes to be a school board member, and really some of the pressures that the school board feels. One of the things I think that our community doesn't understand, and even as a school district employee, I didn't understand for a number of years, is how much work being on the school board truly is.
I look at the agenda and the packets. The stuff they got to read is insane, but they read them because you have to.
Yes.
Because if you go into a school board meeting unprepared, you're going to be exposed real quick.
Yeah, we just went over tonight's agenda when we were going over it last week. It was 347 pages of contracts and hiring procedures and all sorts of amazing things, but it's a dense document that we have to go through. And then there's a major amount of pressure that they feel from their constituents as well, being elected officials in a certain way. So I just really honor and respect the school board so much for their volunteerism and what they do, because a lot of folks don't know the sheer magnitude of what goes behind that.
You mentioned they are elected officials. They are responsible directly to the people of the Wenatchee School District, but in a certain extent, so are you.
Yes.
In that respect. I mean, you have to bring that mentality to your job.
Yes.
Almost
absolutely.
'Cause this is a high-profile gig.
Absolutely.
This is one of the 10 or 12 most important jobs anybody in the Wenatchee Valley has. On that statement, is that? Are you ready?
Absolutely.
Because you took the job in the summertime.
Yeah.
I know you had a little downtime, but for the most part, you've been working since July 1st. Is that what you're bringing to the table? The fact that I'm the school's, I'm everybody's superintendent. I'm not, and I'm not really the boss. I'm just the leader of the team in that respect.
Absolutely. And to your point, thank you for asking the question. I really feel like I've been preparing my entire career for this moment, and I worked on my superintendent credentials between 2007 and 2011. not thinking, hey, I'm going to roll into the superintendent position anytime soon, but when this district is ready for my leadership style and what I bring to the table, I want to be ready as well. And so, yes, I feel like I'm ready. Are there going to be some challenges? Are there going to be some things that we deal with as a district that are going to put all of us to the test? 100%. But I think we're ready. I know the Wenatchee School District has done hard things in the past, and we'll do hard things again. And we're going to do it together as a team, and we'll be stronger because of it.
One more question, we'll cut you loose. Do the parents who are sending their kids through the Wenatchee School District, do they understand that this is not a glorified babysitting service? That they have a vested interest in the school district as a whole? It's not just drop Johnny off at 7:30 and pick him up at 3:30?
I sure hope they do. And in all of the interactions that I've had with our parents and our wider community, school community, yeah, I think they really feel like they're part of something, and their students are part of something that's way bigger than glorified babysitting. They know that their kids are actually learning all of the things that they need to learn to be successful humans in our system.
I'll let you get the final word. That's your camera. You see that big, strapping, handsome guy right there?
I do.
That's your camera. I'll let you take it home. Go ahead and bring it back to our viewers, please.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Just want to welcome everyone back to school. 2023-24 school year is about to kick off. The Wenatchee School District is ready, and we're excited to see your students, and we're excited to create thriving environments for them. So thank you for allowing your students to hang out with us.
Everything you need is in this thing, and of course, as I mentioned already, it's downloadable on the website. And by the way, the website looks good. Very easy to maneuver.
Excellent. Thank you for that.
I don't know who's in charge of it, but kudos to them.
There's a variety of folks that are in charge of it, from technology to communication, and then we have a lot of content creators. But they'll be really happy to hear that.
And the one thing you'll notice if you ever pop by the school district offices next door to middle school, you walk in the door, a lot of people smiling. Like to see that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, from your staff, your immediate staff, to the support staff, everybody seem to like working here.
Absolutely. We are in a relationship. We're in a relationship business, and so the more we can do to help our customers feel supported and satisfied and happy, the better we're doing.
Corey Callahart, new superintendent of the Wenatchee School District, and it is your school district. Something to remember, and we'll be right back.
Check out ClubCrowCashmere.com for upcoming events and tickets.
My name is Anna Marie. I've lived at Prestige here for 6.5 years, and I love it. They just made you feel so welcome. I love my room. I get 3 meals a day, do as I darn well want to. I've loved it ever since I moved in.
Mom's a wonderful, wonderful lady. She deserved the very best, and I got it for her here at Prestige.
We're turning up the heat with the hottest deals of the year. Right now, during the hot summer clearance sale, only at Click It RV. #1 in sales and service. The best RV brands. Over 1,000 to choose from. And the best deals of the year on remaining 2023 model year-end clearance with incredible 30% off. Brand new RVs discounted up to 30%. Save thousands. Plus, no payments until 2024. During the hot summer clearance sale, now only at Click It RV. 5 Superstore locations. Hurry in today.
We're seeing more direct sunlight this morning than we were yesterday at this time. It was only 59 degrees. Yesterday at this time, we're already up to 64 degrees because the sun is starting to peek through the smoke and the haze, and the air quality continues to improve. They update it once an hour, so we had a chance to go in there during our quick break. with my interview with Corey and update your AQI from the Department of Ecology. And here we go. Things are getting better. Now, there are still some locations that have unhealthy air. That's 151 to 200 on the scale. That includes Twisp at 187. George, they put a mobile unit out there in George to monitor the air there. They're at 186. Chelan in downtown at 182. Quincy's at 172. Moses Lake hangs in there at 163. But we're looking pretty good here. In the Wenatchee Valley, we continue to see better air. In fact, I went outside and looked due west towards the foothills on the west side of the valley, and I saw a lot of blue skies. So it looks like the widespread smoke and haze will continue to improve as this day goes forward. And I can't tell you how good that is, because the last 3.5 days have been pretty bad. But things are looking pretty good. And what's the cause of that? Well, let's take a look at the weather forecast, and I'll show you. Going to be a little breezy today. Wind out of the northwest. It'll eventually switch to an easterly direction, but it's going to be nice and consistent at about 10 miles an hour, which is enough wind to blow out the smoke and the haze without getting the fires all up in cattywampus, and we don't want that. We'll get up to about 79 today, maybe 80. Light breeze tonight, 55 with the overnight low. Light breeze continues on Wednesday with a high of about 78 or 79. A little breezy on Wednesday night and Thursday. Again, not windy, just breezy. And that's what we need. So by the time we get to about 3 o'clock this afternoon, we're going to have a lot of sunshine all over the Wenatchee Valley, and that will continue to be the case through Wednesday, Thursday. What we really need is rain. We ain't got any coming our way. That's it for us. Breathe easy, folks. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Rodney discovers his favorite food in several versions.
I don't have the shaking down very good.
And Jan keeps getting sidetracked.
But I beat you. You beat me.
As we begin our adventure down the most historic road in America.